Damn, I feel like I already talked about this, but pesticides are bad. How about golf courses are bad? The pesticides that come through golf courses, they're very bad. You get Parkinson's, like, I don't know, it's something. Ain't that like everything though? It's just all like, it's something again. But anyway, looking at like golf courses, looking at like pesticides, I think bugs, deserve to live. The whole like ecosystem and shit. I think that we're just all like a small part of the ecosystem, and we got really lucky, as a species. We evolved alongside the things that are below. Nothing's below us, it's just all like, it's fucking stupid. Intellectualizing everything is just like such a stupid human endeavor. Like, everything's got to be like intelligent and shit. Like, nah. Like, let's be real. The ecosystem's like important and shit, That's one of those things. It's just all like, everything's so like heavily like put through this process of like, we're better than everything else because we have like rational thought and shit. I will be real with you. That doesn't matter. Physically, the space we inhabit, beside these death cults out here, these Christian death cults that makes it like, well, actually, since we're human, we're promised something better. So, the faster we destroy the earth that we live on, and the faster we destroy everything beautiful and burn everything to the ground, culture, like what Israel's doing in Palestine, it's just all like, the quicker we can destroy everything and ruin the world, the quicker we'll get to heaven, to the promised lands. Everyone with their freshly cut lawns. I've talked about lawn care before, it's just all like killing the ecosystem for like a brief aesthetic fulfillment. Everything's based off of like vibes and aesthetics and like beauty and like, but it's not like actual beauty, okay? Destroy everything that your like grandparents fought for. Destroy everything that like your ancestors fought for, and just focus on destroying as much as possible just to stay busy so you don't feel what's it called. Also, I know you guys are gonna ask, Chick-fil-A, this is not mine. I do not eat fast food. Actually, it's just all like, I just drive people around and somebody left that in. Okay. Another thing, fast food. Let's talk about fast food real quick. Fast food will make you feel sick, make you feel bloated, give you heartburn. It'll just make your life miserable. I cook all my food at home. I'll go to Aldi. I'm a big fan of Aldi. I really love Aldi. Everything's cheap. You can buy all the off-brand shit, and you can actually like eat for fulfillment, like nourishment, not for like flavor and like, in such a weird way. I don't know. It's just all like, you focus too much on flavor, and like eventually you'll just get sick of it. That was me with Taco Bell and like McDonald's back a few years ago, when like that's all I ever really ate. You get sick of it really quick because like there's no like longevity to it. Like the foods I eat now, I know I'm kind of getting sick of them already, but like at least I can sit down and eat them, It's just all like, I can really force myself to, and like still come out feeling like I ate something that like tastes good. So I don't do all this. Really don't do Starbucks. I'd advise against doing Starbucks. I know they've got like really good unions and stuff, like good on them. But like, I'm not supporting Israel, okay? No McDonald's, no Taco Bell, no Starbucks, no Chick-fil-A. It's just all like those destroyers of the human spirit. That's what they are. The lawn care industry is a destroyer of the human spirit, because the human spirit is inherently tied to nature. The beauty of humanity is inherently tied to nature. The beauty of our species. I want to speak love as much as possible when it comes to these things, because I don't always like speaking hate, because I think that at the end of the day, if you want to look like it's something more essential to our experience, it's love, And I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to cause any issues. I don't want to be a problem. I started drinking these two. They're really good. You see them with the memes, but I wanted something mint, so I got this, and I really like it, actually. Anyway, yeah, that's the pace I like to go. You gotta speak love into the world. You gotta focus on something more positive. You speak love, you get love. I think there's this video not too long ago that I really reflected with, and it was this little girl saying words are like magnetic. You speak love, you get love. You speak hate, you get hate. It's just all focus on the things that you want. Focus on the things, in this general sense. Don't get too neurotic about it. But if you want the world to get better, you got to feel better. I know all the doomer shit's all important, and I get you guys. I've had a lot of very very doomer friends throughout my life, and I don't know, it's just something I don't want to focus on. If shit's fucked, let's just make something beautiful still. No, but yeah, there are so many other things I want to talk about. I feel like this is everywhere. This is kind of every little ADHD topic that you get into. I really want to talk about philosophy and culture, and how I think it's inherently sexual no matter what direction you go through. But I'm deeply deeply detached from the sexual kind of perspective. But I think that every single thing is sexual. If we go back to J.G. Ballard and Crash, and this inherent sexuality of all violence and destruction and death, and how he uses cars as this medium to car crashes as a medium to link it all together with sex. I don't know. I think that no matter what you look at, I think that everything is inherently sexual. It's weird, but I feel that's where a lot of people try to go, but nobody really knows how to get that direction in mind. Because on an abstract level, all of these opinions have some truth to them, but some people are really weird about it, you know what I mean? So I want to have that conversation, but at the same time, just being so blatant and that messaging is a very difficult task to overcome, because I don't necessarily being seen as the sexual person by my friends and peers. It's just all it's something I can't really align with heavy, and when I do try, it's so forced. I think people really know. It's just all that's never been my modus operandi. I've never been super into that space. I feel this is a conversation I really want to have real quick, that I really want to talk that nature to existence, the atmosphere and the nuance and the importance, the subtlety, the R&B singers with their little perspectives. But at the same time, the one thing that really is hard is existing on any level. Nowadays, you're gonna have a very younger audience who does follow And it's just like, I don't want to be that kind of like influence on a younger crowd. You know, that's a weird thing. Like, I don't know. It's just all like, when you're in that position, and it's just all like, it feels like you're a part of some kind of awakening or influence. It just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It feels like that shouldn't be me. It shouldn't be me. And that's another fucked up part. I'm getting older, you know, and like when I was younger, you know, it was the complete opposite. You know, I would do that shit that I'm like so afraid of that would happen to me to like older people in like all these spheres. Like, you know, we're kind of like a porn brain generation. And like, I definitely met like a lot of people who I held like this standard to. I never told them, but it's just all like, you know, got kind of intense sometimes. Like, I don't know. It's kind of fucked up, you know. And so, my experience, you know, I'm all like, well, if that happens to me, I'm fucked, you know. It's just all like, I don't want to be that person. I really don't. But it's cool. Since I just ranted about that for like 2 minutes, let me just elaborate further. I'm a big fan of postmodernity. I've done some reading on like Freud, very light reading on Freud, Wilhelm Reich, Bataille, all of these are like philosophers of subversion. Deleuze, Guattari, you know, it's just like, I've done a lot of reading like anti-Oedipus and stuff, and it all kind of comes back together. And like, I think that philosophy and just like all existence to a degree is sexual, and it's just all like, I don't feel like being so blatant as in putting that into my own, you know, works. My work is inherently like philosophical and inspired by the literary, so like, of course this comes up in my mind, but it's just all like, how do I like, you know, bring that to fruition? Because yeah, it's just all like, you have to also think back in the day when the Ukrainian war broke out and Russia invaded Ukraine. The top trending, you know, pornographic terms were like Russian invasion to Ukraine, and like this was on like, you know, Pornhub and stuff. I think with great tragedy, you know, comes a culture that comes directly behind that, and it's inherently sexual and pornographic. And yeah, it's weird, ain't it? Having that conversation, but I think it's a good conversation to be had, and an important conversation to be had. Maybe one day I'll tap into it a little more concisely. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Yeah, there's like the little things that I like to just all like throw people off a little bit. I don't really do good on this channel. Nothing crazy, but like I just like having my opinions in a place where I can like cross-reference and like reflect, because like I think it's all important. I've done a lot of reading in my youth, you know, like 5 years ago at least, when I was like a little younger, in my 20s. I'm getting older. I'm almost like 30. It's like crazy, and like this is like on my mind all the time. Like, I don't know. It's been a Faustian experience, you know what I mean? Like, really started with like politics and shit, and it's just all like, after that you get into a headspace where it's just all like, I want to learn everything. You know, you get into like Socrates and shit. It's like, I'll never know everything, but let's learn as much as I can. And like, to an extent, there are some things I feel like I can't go any further with. I've listened to practically every genre of music to ever fucking exist. That's crazy, ain't it? Like, not every like subsection of it, you know. I haven't listened to whatever, but I feel like I've listened to like everything. I've listened to every like extension, every expansion. I don't know. Just get burnt out. And to that extent, since music is like my biggest passion, I feel like I've truly just stretched it thin. It's totally thin. I can't really listen to music right now. It's like all trash, even the stuff I really like. I don't know. And then I'd have to elaborate further, but I don't feel like it, so it's cool. Maybe someday. So quick thoughts.